I'm going to be competing at a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tournament every single month. And here's why. So just this Sunday, I competed at a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tournament called Naga. And I came there like 30 minutes prior to my first match, weighed in, and I barely had time to warm up, but it is what it is. I just kind of went into it without really stretching or warming up too much, but you know, that's not really an excuse. I came in and I went right into my first match. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit nervous before. I kind of felt a bit nervous. I wasn't really super confident, and I'll kind of explain why later. But I came in, had my first match. The dude that I went up against didn't really want to wrestle me, so he ended up just pulling guard on me and just submitting me, choking me out. And he ended up getting a head triangle on me, so that kind of just sucked. And then from there, I was in like the bracket for third place, and then from there I ended up winning a match, and then I ended up winning another match right after. Both those matches I won by points, which is cool. And then I had my final match for third place. We were kind of going at it, nothing was really happening, and then the last like 20-30 seconds, unfortunately, he ended up getting a takedown on me and ended up getting a full guard. And I tried to get some shitty headlock on him like the last 5 seconds to try to just score and try to, I don't know, change the outcome of the match. But unfortunately, I lost and I ended up placing fourth. So I didn't end up getting a medal because they had medals only for like third to first. So I ended up going like 2-2. I wasn't super disappointed. You know, I was a little bit, but honestly, I was pretty happy. I was just happy to get some experience again, getting back on the mats, rolling with other sweaty dudes, you know, cuddling each other. Like it was fun, and I had the whole team with me. There was like 12-13 other people on my team that were competing along with me, which is so fucking awesome, because before that, I was going to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tournaments pretty much alone. I would end up finding someone there that would just end up coaching me, but I was pretty much going alone. And that was like the first tournament since the first one that I competed at where there was a whole bunch of people with me, and I really missed that experience. I mean, I missed that sort of vibe of just having a whole bunch of people with you, supporting you. And yeah, honestly, it felt pretty good, and I was pretty happy. Now, why was I feeling a bit jittery? Why was I not feeling so confident? Why was I having a bit of anxiety? Well, this is the first tournament I competed at since July. So this was like the first tournament in 5 months. So pretty much almost like half a year. And for me, that's not really a good thing. That's not a good thing, especially as a white belt, especially as someone that's looking to get experience and is looking to compete. I don't know. I just did not compete at a jiu-jitsu tournament. I had some things going on in my life that kind of just prevented me, but there's not really an excuse for it. I hadn't competed in a long time, and I've realized the negatives of it, because I really think it's important to be competing as much as possible, because I feel that's where you end up learning the most, when you're rolling with other people and you either do some things that, you know, aren't really good, or you end up getting like submitted or whatever. Pretty much you make mistakes during competition, which isn't entirely a bad thing, because from there you could just learn from your mistakes. So for example, one mistake that I learned was when I'm in someone's full guard, not to really, you know, put my arm all the way back and try to kind of lift up their leg, because I mean, they can end up just getting the head triangle a lot easier. So that was something that I really learned as well. And another thing I learned too is really just fucking it and going for shots, even if you end up failing a double leg or whatever, just to kind of get right back up, but not really to be afraid of shooting your shot. I don't know why I just worded it like that, but yeah, I think competing is really important. So I've made this decision. I'm going to compete at least one Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tournament every single month, and honestly, I'm even trying to aim for more. If I can compete like twice a month, that would be fucking awesome. But for now, I'm kind of just aiming at least one every single month, because I just think it's so important to compete and get as much experience as possible. And if you're someone that does Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I think it's really important to compete as much as possible. So now's the time, my boy, to compete as much as possible and get as much experience as we can so we can become the best. I know how expensive these tournaments are. I mean, I paid like what, like $110. I understand these tournaments are pretty fucking expensive, but you gotta think of it as an ROI. You end up getting more experience on the mats with other competitors, and you end up learning a lot from these tournaments. So that's why I think it's really important to compete. The winter arc is coming, so it's time that we lock in and really start the grind. I have a Discord community for martial artists to like. Check it out. Link is in the description below. If you enjoy content like this, make sure to subscribe, and remember, my boys, stay active, stay busy, and most of all, stay hungry.